Let's find Belgium Kim. Belgium Kim. Kimmy Kim, Kim, Kim. Are you dressed for Friday night? You changed. That was not what you were wearing 30 minutes ago, but before the show started.
Brad, you know I show up in sweatpants on Friday.
Yes, right. And now you are set for Friday night. Where are you going? That you got all dressed up. Where are you going that you got all dressed up?
You know, I haven't decided yet, but I think I'm going to go get in some trouble tonight. I think I might go dance.
All right. For everybody who wants to get in trouble with Kimmy Kim Kim, just send her a private message. She'll let you know where she is. She will be leading the pack and getting everybody in trouble. Make sure you have my telephone number saved for that telephone call at 2 in the morning. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. All right.
Could you come bail me out, please?
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll see what you did. What do we got? What do we got in terms of questions and issues that everybody has?
So in terms of questions, we've got Faith who wants to know, how long does it take when a parent files for their married child?
About 12, 15 years.
Sasha says, I've seen your ads all over the place for a while, but never thought I'd have a reason to call. My case in a nutshell is this. I applied to adjust my status.
That's good marketing. You want to know why? Because she kept us in the back of her head. She kept seeing us all the time.
Exactly.
Whoever's doing this marketing is a genius.
Oh my God. They should be given a
genius. All right. What's her question?
We should law firm after them.
Yeah. What's her question?
Sasha says, my case in a nutshell is that I applied to adjust my status in May of 2016, had my interview in February of 2017. Now it's been over a year and no response from USCIS on my green card. And all I'm hearing is that it's pending. At this point, my work permit is expired, so I can't go to school.
Go renew your work permit and come see me, or come see me and I'll renew your work permit and I'll certainly follow up. Obviously, it's more than a year. It's a problem. I don't know what the problem is. It's one of three. They don't believe it's a valid application or a valid marriage if you're doing it on a marriage. Security clearances aren't clearing for some problem. You have some other reason to deny you a green card, some sort of inadmissibility issue, or skeleton in your closet, or fraud issue, or four, they just fell asleep on your case. So it's actually one of four options. We'll figure it out.
Rosie Boo says, my sister got approved for her 10-year green card. She's been waiting for 2 weeks now. However, someone told her that she has to go online to pay $200 in order to get it. Is there any truth to that?
It depends on how she got. If she got an immigrant visa, it's don't quote me on fees, but I think it's $165 or $185 if you got an immigrant visa in another country. If you adjusted and you came here to the United States. If it's a situation where you adjusted your status, you don't have to go online and do anything.
Dolly says, if someone's married to a U.S. citizen and lives in Florida, they filed for their spouse in 2016, and just now the person has gotten an appointment for their interview, how long do I have left on my process?
If they got the appointment for the interview, the process is on the day of the interview, everything should be fine. So tell me the day of the interview. If your interview is on Monday, I will tell you you have 3 days. If your interview is a week from Monday, 3 + 7, I would tell you you have 10 days. You have the answer right in front of you. That's the day of your interview. It's over. You get your green card.
So I have to read Tanya's question on YouTube.
Okay.
It's adorable. It starts with, hello, Kimmy Kim Kim. I have 2 questions for Braddy Brad.
Who is this?
Tanya. Tanya.
Right. We need to get. We're gonna get this person. By the way, you know, like the person who does the wrestling announcing or the boxing announcement. And the next question is from Tanya. Weighing in at an even 107 pounds on YouTube. All right. What is the question?
So Tanya's question is, how long does it take for a U.S. citizen to file for his wife in Jamaica, and how long does it take for a waiver to come through?
It takes about 12, 15 months, but then the waiver's another 6 months on top of it. So probably looking at 2 years if you need a waiver, or less.
Stacy Ann wants to know, I'd like to know if the immigration laws have changed at all. I've got a relative who was married and his wife's father was an American citizen. The wife's father filed for her and they both left Jamaica in 2009, exactly 8 years after the filing started. If the laws changed, when did it change and why?
The laws have not changed. They're exactly been the same for the last 20 years. But come see me in 90 days, I may tell you they're completely changed. Because why? Because you have a madman in the White House. I can't talk about this madman anymore, but let's just say he's got very orange skin and hair. He's very orangey.
And a certain kind of
and a certain form of orange that just makes you want to just vomit in your mouth. But that guy may change the law. We don't know yet, or certainly wants to change the law. So who knows what it'll be? But right now the laws are the same.
Kimmy Kim.
But then again, this is not a show about politics. We don't take political positions here. I always say that. I always say that. I'm like, we don't take political positions here. And then everyone goes, you take a political position every day, Brad. What are you talking about?
All the time.
All the time.
You literally call him orange.
I'm like, this is not a show about politics.
Calling him the orange guy is by definition
but
political.
It's true. I'm not being political. It's a fact. The man is orange, okay? You can't, unless there's something wrong with my television, I am telling you the man is orange. All right.
The paint samples right there.
Exactly. You know, if I went to Benjamin Moore and said, you paint my house the color of the guy in the White House, my house would be orange.
Orange house. You're right. Do you say orange or orange?
Orange.
Oh, it's orange.
It's orange. Just like the word is because.
You saw me coming a mile
right,
away.
Yes. All right, what else?
Kim says, I had a friend who wanted me to ask you something. She married a U.S. citizen and got her 2-year green card, but it is now up and she can't find her husband, so she needs to know what to do.
Get divorced and prove it was a real marriage. You don't need him as long as you get divorced.
Nishay says, I want to know when you're filing, how long does it take to get through? I also did a DNA test almost 2 years ago now. How long after I do that test?
Who sponsored Miss Shea? I just had like a flashback to third grade because Miss Shea was my third grade teacher. But she had to have been in her 60s. So now I'm 49. That means if this is the same Miss Shea who was my third grade teacher, this woman has won the Guinness Book of World Records. I don't think. For a second I said, I wonder if that's Mrs. Shea, my third grade teacher, but then it's not.
Also, this woman's name is Nushay.
Oh, Nushay. So this has nothing to do. Okay, fine. All right. And what is I just had a flashback. I'm like, Mrs. Shea was my third grade teacher. She made me cry all the time. She was miserable lady. Because I didn't bring my coat, my shoes were untied, my handwriting was bad, I didn't do my homework, everything I did was wrong to Mrs. Shea. She made me miserable my whole third grade. The worst year of my life, third grade. Fourth grade was fabulous. Third grade was terrible.
Well, first of all, if your life low was in the third grade, you're doing okay.
My life low was third grade. It went straight up from there, okay? Third grade wasn't great, but after that, it's been pretty good.
Also, I feel like if you did do your homework, Mrs. Shea was kind of allowed to yell at you.
Yeah, but she could like say some other things, and she didn't have to make me feel bad that I had bad handwriting.
That's true. That's true. That's mean.
That was mean. That was very mean, Mrs. Shea.
Shea.
May she rest in peace. Because there's no way this woman is alive. Okay.
We're completely bad-mouthing a dead woman.
Yeah, I'm bad-mouthing a dead woman. I mean, there's no way this woman's alive. But, because she was an old lady when I was in third grade. All right, what's the question now? I lost my track.
Nishay gave us, I think, not enough information, but maybe you can decipher. Okay. Nishay wants to know, when you're on a filing, how long is it going to take to get through after they did their DNA test almost 2 years ago?
When you're on a filing, how long will it take to get through if they did their DNA test?
Yes.
Who's filing for who?
We have no idea.
Well, the DNA test should have come through already. Then I-130 should have been approved already. And if it hasn't, then she should be calling me.
Official Shade says, my husband is waiting for an interview date for citizenship. His priority date is May 31st of 2017. Is that waiting time normal? He's in Texas and I'm in the UK. Should I wait until he has his citizenship to file my I-130?
No, file the I-130 now. And if he's been waiting on his citizenship for over a year and a half, or maybe he's about a year into it now, he should have gotten an interview already. He should be filing an I-130 for you anyway. By the way, Mrs. Shade was not any of my teachers. I never had a teacher by the name of Shade.
None of your teachers
none of
was
my teachers was
Mrs.
Shade. Okay.
Only a really mean one named Mrs. Shea.
Yeah, third grade. I'm gonna go find. Yeah, I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna go find that picture.
You need
You
to.
have
And
the
I
class picture. I look so unhappy in that class picture. I was always smiling in all my class pictures except third grade. Miserable.
I literally can't believe that you are standing by the fact that third grade still the worst year of your life.
Right, and then yeah, it was. Let's continue.
Marge wants to know: is it okay to collect benefits while and can it be looked at that you're going to be dependent on the government?
Depends what the benefits are. If the benefits are means tested, which is a legal term. Means tested means that you get this benefit because your income falls below a certain level, then the answer is yes, that's a problem for immigration. If it's not a means tested benefit, then you're okay. I'll give you a perfect example. Collecting unemployment benefits is not means tested. It doesn't matter what your income is, everybody's entitled to unemployment benefits. Here's another non-means tested benefit. Disability payments. You get disabled on the job. It doesn't matter what your income was. It doesn't matter what your salary was. You are entitled to the disability payment. It had nothing to do with the fact that your income was below a certain level. Take the opposite. Food stamps. Okay, you get food stamps. You're not giving food stamps to Ivanka Trump. She makes too much money. But they'll give, so it's a means tested program. So it depends what the program is.
Got it. So Tamika has a question for a friend. The friend got married in Jamaica, but the husband got locked up and now it's on his record. He tried to get it expunged, but they told him that it would not be off his record until October of this year. Is there any other step that can be done?
Expunged? Expunged doesn't help you. Vacating does. So you need to speak to me. Do some steps right now by calling me. Whenever anybody says I'm going to fix my immigration problem by expunging my criminal record, you have totally not done the right thing. There's a big difference between expungement, vacator, dismissal. Those are all legal terms.
Nishay sent a follow-up. She says, it's me again. My dad is actually filing for me. He's a citizen in the U.S., and she did the DNA test. They got back the results.
If you submitted it to immigration 2 years ago and you still haven't gotten an approval, come see me. Or have your dad come see me. That's the answer.
Carla says, I filed for divorce in January in New York. How long is the process to receive my divorce decree in an uncontested divorce?
New York County or New York State. Different counties are different time periods. Like I'll tell you, if you file in the Bronx an uncontested divorce, you are going to wait a very long time. The Bronx is backed up like 9, 10, 11 months.
Really?
New York County is about 6 months. Nassau is backed up far. You live in Rensselaer County, which is way up in the middle of nowhere in New York State. The judge got nothing to do. Maybe they get 3 divorces in a month. I have no idea. I don't know what the number, but it can't be many. So you get divorced very fast. So it depends what county it is. Now, when you're doing an uncontested divorce in New York, you get to pick the county as long as there's nothing to fight over. So even if you live in the Bronx, you can pick any county you want to do your divorce as long as it's uncontested. If it's contested, different story. So pick fast counties.
Oh, you get to choose which county handles even if you don't live in that county?
Yeah, if it's uncontested, yeah. Even if it's contested, but if it's contested, you live in New York, New York County or Manhattan, you can pick Rensselaer County in a contested divorce, but you want to know what the judge is going to kick it back to Manhattan. They're going to be like, well, I'm not handling this contested divorce. But if it's just on papers and nothing else, they'll sign it.
Awesome. Marky Bent says, my EAD card is going to expire in May of this year, but I'm still waiting for my interview for my green card. When can I put in for a renewal for my EAD?
90 days before the expiration.
Bryden says, how long does it take to file for mom?
If you're a citizen and mom's in another country, about 12 to 15 months.
Myra on YouTube says,
by the way,
yes.
I read something interesting yesterday about filing for mom. This is like this chain migration that Trump wants to end. You know, like somebody comes here on a visitor's visa, for example, okay, and they work without status on a visitor's visa. And let's say they hide the fact that they worked without status on the visitor's visa. They worked without permission from immigration. They hid it. And ultimately, they got a work visa and then lived here for years, on a work visa, and then married, found some old rich dude to marry, and marries this old rich dude, and gets a 2-year conditional green card, and then goes back and gets a permanent green card because he's still married to the old rich dude, and then 3 years later becomes a U.S. citizen because they're in a bona fide marriage with the old rich dude. Now the person who got their, originally came on the tourist visa to work visa to 2-year green card to permanent green card to citizen now wants to file for their family. This is what Trump calls chain migration. So now you're a U.S. citizen and you want to file for mom or dad from the same country you came from. And that's what this question is. And 12 to 15 months later, mom and dad come with their green card. Now, you know who just did that? Who was I just describing?
I think I have an answer.
You got an answer?
Call on me. I have an answer.
You in the social media room.
Is that Melania Trump?
It is Melania Trump. Ding, 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 ding. Melania Trump did exactly what Trump doesn't want anybody else to do. What a hypocrite.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Blew my mind when I read that.
Yes.
Also, not that surprising, but blew my mind.
Right. Let's continue.
Okay. Myra says...
So, I mean, it's okay if the Trumps do that. Nobody else is allowed.
Speaking of parents-in-law...
Uh-huh.
Just so you know, you have now been dubbed a father-in-law.
Who am I the father-in-law of?
You are Vakisha Taylor's father-in-law.
I am.
Because she's just waiting for your son to be old enough to marry. So that she
let me call Zach now and see,
And when somebody started messing with her in the comments, when Tamika started messing with her in the comments, Vakisha said, remember that my father-in-law is a lawyer, so don't let me have him call you. So just so you know.
All right, so when Zach goes down to Jamaica, he's in a lot of trouble.
This dating show has now gone. All
right. Wait, who just called the other day and said, my husband doesn't want me to watch this anymore because he thinks it's a big dating site? There was Natalie, right? It was Natalie, right? Yeah.
Can't blame her. We've got Bernadette who wants to know. I'm asking for help in petitioning for me by my son, who's a U.S. citizen living in Texas. He's going to be 21 this coming June of 2018. Can I go ahead and file now? And how much should we prepare? What's the damage going to be?
File nothing till he's a citizen, and he's 21. You got to have both. Do not file anything. If you're in the United States, you're going to pay a filing fee of $1,760. Damage. I'm going to be a lawyer, it'll be a little more. Worth it. Give me a call. What else?
Ranks says, my friend's 2-year temporary green card expired back in September of 2015, and the case is still in review for the 10-year green card. Is that normal?
Well, 3 years is way too long. Come see me. Not normal. Not normal. Abby normal.
Abby normal.
Abby normal. If you know where that's from.
You've told me this before, and I keep forgetting every time.
You'll think about it. It's Abby normal.
Thank God. If only I had some sort of something where I could type in a term and it would give me exactly what it meant.
Just type in Abby normal movie quote and you'll figure it out.
I'll be
Okay.
ready.
Okay.
Myra says, if my husband filed for me and 3 of my kids that aren't his, he filed the I-130 and I-485 in September of 2017, but he is verbally abusive and doesn't want to attend the interview. What can be done?
Well, you can't force the guy to go on the interview, but verbal abuse could be extreme emotional abuse. So we need to have a conversation and see what that's all about. And then you can do it on your own.
Demba wants to know, if you filed for your wife and son, is your son going to have to do a DNA test before they get approved, even though he's just 4 years old?
If you file for your wife and son, does he have to do a DNA test? What do you mean? Why is the son doing a DNA test? For who?
Well, that's the question. Does dad that is filing for mom and son, is dad going to have to do a DNA test to prove that his son is his when he's filing for him?
No, as long as he's married to the mother, no.
Do Feliz says, I've got 2 paperless girlfriends who have been here for about 8 years without immigrant. I'm going to go with friends that are girls. I know what your question is.
No, I was more like paperless. So I was thinking like, is this like a digital thing going on now? Like this, virtual girl. I have 2 virtual girlfriends. They don't really exist. That's what went in my head first, and then I'm like, oh, paperless means they don't have green cards. All right, so she has 2 friends. So maybe the man he's dating 2 different women. Okay, and they don't know about each other, and he's able to be suave and be able to do it. I guess I don't know.
So here's the thing, because we've got some sort of like throuple foursome situation happening. Because here's the question: I've got two paperless girlfriends. They've been here with about 8.
I love that.
They have no paper.
No paper.
No matter where you are.
Wherever you are. All right. The answer is go to Staples and get some paper for these girlfriends.
Order Reba
Order Reba paper right now. Jill, get to the copy machine. All right. Let's go. All right.
They have both been here. We crack ourselves up. And we crack ourselves up.
Hello, Staples. We got no paper.
As a matter of fact, we have a paper supplier. We'll set you up.
Right. Yeah, don't worry. We're good. All right. So the 2 girlfriends have no green card.
2 girlfriends have no green card, and they've been here for about 8 years.
Okay.
Joe Philly says, handyman used to be a sailor who jumped ship. Same problem.
Wait, who jumped ship?
Joe Philly says, handyman.
Okay, so what is he saying about his 2 paperless girlfriends?
So he has 3 friends, all who are here out of status.
Okay, 2 paperless girlfriends and a guy who jumped ship and made his way to Hong Kong. He got a job as a looper.
I think you're thinking of the wrong movie, Brad.
Yes. He got a job as a looper. You know what that is? It's a caddy. It's a caddy.
A caddy is
a caddy. According to Bill Murray in Caddyshack, it is.
Oh, I see what. I just got there.
All right, continue. I'm bad movie quotes. Continue. All right, we got to get through this because we have a lot to do, actually.
That's true. Mm-hmm. So basically, we've got 3 people here that are Joe Felice's friends that are out of status, and Joe Felice wants to know, what does he do with his out of status? Is there any way
he can marry one of the girlfriends, whoever he's in love with?
Pick your favorite.
The other 2 need to figure it out. I don't know. So the answer is I got 3 people who need green cards. They all need consultations after we've gone through all of that. What do I know
That's a fair question.
Yeah. How many more we got? Because we have a lot to do here still.
We've got about 6 more.
All right, let's go quickly. 6.
Okay. DD says, how long does asylum take with a paid lawyer?
Years. Although if you do it right now, the ones that are done right now are going to be a couple of months. The ones that have been pending for a while are going to take a longer time. But it's not about the length of time for the asylum. It's make sure you get your asylum claim right. What is a good asylum claim is a detailed, you got to be credible. And credibility all comes down to details.
So, Lemjed, I'm sorry, on YouTube, wants to know, I'm in the process of waiting for my asylum court date, which has been pushed back until 2020. Is it possible for me to visit my mother who is sick in another country that is not my birth country while I'm waiting for my asylum interview in 2020?
You're not going to get a travel document. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Steven says, my mother wants to file for me. She's a U.S. citizen. I'm over 21, and I believe that we overstayed a tourist visa in 2000. Can she go ahead and file for me?
Yes, and you're going to wait a while, but the answer is yes, she should.
Olive says, I just came across your channel a few minutes ago.
Oh, good.
And my question is, I'm a U.S. citizen and I've got 2 adult children and a 9-year-old granddaughter. I'm about to file for my 2 sons. Do I have to file the I-130 for my granddaughter as well?
No, as long as the sons are over 21, the grandchild will be included.
We've got World GK that says, I'm Rahul from India. I filed for my brother and sister-in-law in January of 2006. How much longer do I have to wait?
They're up to February 1st, 2004. 2 more years.
2 more years. And Natalie says, I'm married to a U.S. citizen and I'm adjusting my status. I have submitted my I-864, my I-765, my I-130, my I-131, and my I-485. Do I submit all of the evidence now, like the passports and the postcards and the trips that we took together, joint bank?
No, you do that at the interview.
We wait?
Do that at the interview.
Perfection. That's all we've got for right now.
Okay, Kimmy Kim. Hello.
Brad.
I thought maybe you were already at the club on your second tequila already. No, not yet. You're still here.
Well, the 2 tequilas happened in between the rapid fires.
I see.
I gotta get there. 3 tequilas in, Brad.
All right,
you know.
All right. So we got any straggling questions before we say goodbye to everybody?
You know I got some stragglers.
All right,
Marge
so what are the stragglers?
Wants to know, what's the name of the form that you submit in order to do a search for immigration documents, and how long does it take to hear from them?
It's a Freedom of Information Act request. It's a G639, I believe. Now, there's a trick to the FOIAs. If you just say, I want to see my immigration records, or whoever's immigration records you're requesting, it's going to go in the slow line. If there's specific document you need to find, you've got to be able to specify that specific document to a specific level that somebody knows exactly what you're asking for, and then it will go in a faster line, and maybe the faster line will be a few months, but the slow line's over a year, which is why it's always good to go to a good lawyer so we know how to exactly specify what document we're looking for, so hopefully it goes into the fast lane, not the slow lane, and it's good to go to a good lawyer because maybe we don't need to see all the records. Maybe we only need to see 1 or 2 of the records to figure out what needs to happen.
Dolly says, if a person has a 2-year green card and separates before they renew their green card, how is that person supposed to renew it?
Get a divorce, prove it's a real marriage. Come see me. Maybe not in that order. Maybe come see me. I'll get you divorced and prove it's a real marriage, if in fact it was. I can't prove
I think the name of the game in the way that you've answered questions today, Brad, is saving people time. Like, you have given multiple time-saving shortcuts and tips.
That's when you go to a lawyer. It's not saving time. It's reducing anxiety. It's making things go what's supposed to happen. A good lawyer does not speed anything up. A not-so-good lawyer or people who do things on their own slow it down into the mud, into the cement, or sometimes go backwards, or sometimes go left when you want to go right.
I've got 2 more quick questions. Munchie says, I'm adjusting status and I got married in October. I've never worked in the U.S. and I've only been here for about 8 months, so I don't have a social security number. Can I be included on my wife's taxes to prove the financial relationship?
Yep.
And last question, Laddie Sweetheart. She's here about 3 years now. She came on a B1, B2 visa, and her child with her child. She got married about a year ago to a green card holder. How long would it take for the husband to file for her, or should she let her mother file for her?
No, let the
husband.
No, let the mother files for her. She's going to wait 15 years. The husband, who's a resident, is going to be about 18 months. Much better to go through the husband. And
Perfection.
There you have it, Kimmy Kim.
Sent us off.
All right, that tequila's waiting for Kimmy Kim. Go get it.